And on that note, breaking news, just released a statement. Here's what the statement says.
Very, very, very difficult because it's difficult for me to give my view about it. I think it's obvious and clear that the wrong decision has been made.
Liverpool has unleashed a massive shockwave across the football world this morning after officially sacking manager Arne Slot in the wake of the humiliating 3-0 defeat to Nottingham Forest, a result that proved to be the final straw in what has become an increasingly turbulent and disappointing chapter for the Merseyside Giants. The decision, confirmed by Sky Sports, was made with immediate effect following an emergency late-night meeting involving senior club executives, who reportedly described the Forest performance as the breaking point of a deeply worrying decline in form, structure, and identity. What unfolded at the City Ground was not merely a poor result but a display of tactical confusion, lack of leadership, and visible disconnection between players and the dugout, leaving supporters stunned and disillusioned as Liverpool were dismantled with alarming ease by a side they would normally dominate. From the opening whistle, Liverpool appeared lost, slow in transition, and vulnerable at the back, with Forest exploiting the gaps mercilessly and exposing the flaws in Slot's system that had been growing for weeks. The Dutchman, who arrived with high expectations and the daunting task of succeeding Jurgen Klopp, initially showed promise, but consistency quickly evaporated as performances dipped and belief across the squad visibly weakened. The defeat intensified internal pressure, as sources close to the club suggest that player morale had begun to fracture, with doubts spreading over Slot's tactical direction, team selection, and in-game management. Many fans had already voiced their frustrations over recent weeks, pointing to predictable formations, ineffective substitutions, and an inability to adapt to opposition strategies, but few expected such a swift and decisive outcome so early in the season. However, Liverpool's hierarchy has made it clear that this is a club that lives by elite standards, and the current trajectory was seen as unacceptable for a team with ambitions of competing at the highest level both domestically and in Europe. The infamous Anfield atmosphere, once a fortress of belief and dominance, has recently echoed with frustration and uncertainty, and the board now believes a managerial change is essential to prevent the season from spiraling further out of control. A formal statement from Liverpool is expected soon, detailing the reasons behind the dismissal and outlining the immediate next steps, including the appointment of an interim manager while a long-term successor is identified. Speculation is already rife over who could step into the hot seat, with several high-profile names being linked, but the club is determined to make a calculated decision rather than a rushed gamble. This sacking marks one of the most dramatic managerial twists of the campaign, instantly reshaping the narrative of Liverpool's season and sending ripples through the Premier League landscape. Players now face intense scrutiny as they prepare for the next fixture under new guidance, with many expected to respond after a period of underwhelming performances that raised questions about commitment and professionalism. Meanwhile, fans remain divided, with some believing the decision was inevitable while others feel Slot was not given enough time to fully implement his vision. What is certain, however, is that Liverpool now stands at a critical crossroads, where every move from this point forward will determine whether the season can be salvaged or becomes a cautionary tale of misjudgment and instability. As uncertainty floods Anfield and the football world watches closely, the club's response over the coming days will define not only the immediate future but the long-term direction of one of football's most iconic institutions, as they desperately seek to restore pride, identity, and the winning mentality that has defined their legacy for generations. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more videos.